Guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is a very special one. We're going to use all the existing products that we have in our collection. Some of them are indie makeup, some of them are drugstore, some of them are high-end. It's a good mix of everything. And we're going to talk about the newest makeup releases that are coming in the market, which I am interested in. Do let me know in the comment section below, what are the palettes or the new makeup that excites you the most? So if you want to talk and chit chat about these new makeup and get ready with me to achieve this look, then please keep on watching. So the only thing that I have is my brows, and I use that Temu Hall's eyebrow pencil. This is from Lagmani. This is the soft brow eye pencil in the shade number 3. So that's exactly what I have on my brows. I'm absolutely loving this eyebrow pencil. If you've not seen that Temu try on haul, I'll link it in the iCards above. You can use the code FAVE51375 to get 30% off of your first order. So if you've not seen that video, I'll link it in the iCards above. Now, let's move on to the face. I want to use a face primer. First, let me just apply a sunscreen because I did not do it today. And this is the Milani SPF BFF Primer. It does have an SPF of 30 in it. And I'm almost out of it. I use this pretty regularly, I would say, pretty much on the last leg. I feel like if I'll use this like this week totally, I'll be out of it. So I really like this, and it does give like a good amount of glow to the skin too. So let's apply that. Have you seen the new makeup coming in the market? Oh my God. I feel like till this time, people were like resting on it. And as soon as like April hit in, eyeshadow palettes are full in action. I felt like in the first 3 months, I didn't see like major stream like put in so much of eyeshadow palettes, at least the ones that I was interested in, and not even like mainstream, even like drugstore or indie or anything like that. Indie did come out with a few eyeshadow palettes, but at least the color story was not like up my alley so much. I was pretty good in that eyeshadow palette department to like purchase it. Whatever I was like interested in, I did get it in PR, and I'm super thankful for it. But man, oh man, this week has been tough with all the sales as well as like all these palettes popping in. I cannot even resist myself. Okay, let's move on to the foundation. I'm going to use my Believe Beauty foundation because this matches me perfectly right now. And this is Believe Beauty's foundation in the shade Toffee. So I'm just going to give it a shake. I really love this foundation, you know that. Just gonna take 2 pumps and then apply it with my Morphe Jaclyn Hill brush. This is JH03. Any dome buffing brush would do. This is such a good match. And this is like the texture is so different. It's liquid for sure, but it is like more gel consistency. So it does give me like a good medium to full coverage. I would say good medium coverage for sure. And I don't like to build it up a lot. I feel like medium coverage is what I like on my skin type, and I'm more of like a combination oily skin type, more of combination, I would say, oily on my T-zone, especially in the summer months. But this lasts my makeup all throughout the day. It doesn't budge or like fade away. I really love it. If you can find like a Dollar General anywhere where you live, do try this Believe Beauty foundation. I've been raving about this foundation for a long time now, and I mean, till this day, I really love it. Even the packaging for that matter, it's like a glass bottle with like a gold pump. I mean, it's luxe all the way except the price point, which I'm not complaining for sure. So that's where, I mean, how much did it take? Like 30 seconds to buff it in? Like, it's so good. Okay, after this is all done, let's move on to the concealer. Okay, let's use this Charlotte Tilbury concealer in the shade number 10 Tan. Actually, you know what? I should have not used this. I should have kept this safe for my India trip. Because it's a smaller one, it's like a sample smaller version. I should keep these small bottles for like trips so that I don't have to carry. I mean, I will because I will carry a big one because it's a bigger trip. But I mean, if I can avoid, why not, right? Let's use this Rephr number 35. Rephr had a sale. I think it's still going on when you're watching this. But oh my God, Rephr had a sale. This is number 35. I really love it for my concealer. It's like a dome shape, but it's thick, but it has movement, so I really like it. And I did some damage. Did some damage to my wallet for sure. I wait for these Rephr sale. Because I love their brushes, and last year is the first time when I splurged into Rephr brushes. And I did splurge into a lot of eye brushes. You'll see it in the video itself. I don't have an affiliate code. I know my friend Steph here has an affiliate code with affiliate code or affiliate link, and I use her link to buy my brushes too. I mean, the quality is so good. Like once you get into it, it's very difficult to get out of it. You will not use any other brush because one, it is so soft. It's natural hair brushes. So it's super soft in the skin and it blends like a dream. Like it does the work for you. And I love that. Like you don't have to sit there and blend for a long time unless you want to. But this absolutely, like, look at that. How seamless was this? So when I dipped into eye brushes last year, and I feel like the only face brush that I have is this one, the concealer brush number 35. It washes off really nicely and it is so soft on the skin and so elegant looking. Like you would not find streaks on your face when you're applying that, and I love that aspect about it. Let's use a powder underneath the eyes. I'm going to use my Mercier translucent setting powder, and then I'm just going to take it on my sponge and then just dip it underneath the eyes, and it gives that soft blurred effect underneath the eyes, which I absolutely love. Yeah, so what I was saying is when Rephr was having that sale, again, I'm hoping that it still is working. I wanted to splurge on a few face brushes. So I got like 2 face brushes, and I definitely feel like you'll see it in the future videos when it arrives at my doorstep. I was really interested in number 4 and number 5, and I don't know what happened. Rephr was having like a secret sale going on their concept stores. And I saw those brushes 4 and 5 on the concept store, like secret store, and it was less expensive with more pro brush handles, and I was like, jump the gun and I got it. And apart from that, I also splurged into a few skincare items that Rephr had. I know that people were talking a lot about their skincare items being really nice, but it's not that expensive. Like if you know, like skincare is super expensive. And I was like, okay, let me just give it a try, especially when it is at a sale. So I got their cleanser and also their face cream, the hydration face cream. I know that they had like a more of like an intense face cream. Now because I am more of a combination skin, I didn't want like that deep hydration, and especially because I'm like traveling these months and the place that I'm going is like super humid. I wanted like a light hydration cream, like a day cream rather than a night cream. And I saw that they had a day cream on their website, and I got that too. And then obviously I cannot go wrong with like a brush cleanser. So I got that brush cleanser soap and that sponges, like the beauty blender kind of a sponge. That was for $2. Of course I had to get that, so I got that too. So that is my Rephr haul for you guys. I cannot wait to like for all of these things to arrive, and then I'll definitely give you like a rundown on how everything looks. I'm gonna use my Bare Minerals Bare Pro foundation powder, and this one is in the shade medium 35 cool. It's more of a rosy tone, as you can see. So I'm gonna take that on a big fluffy brush, and I'm just gonna lay that down all across my face to just set everything out. It matches my skin really well. I also love this powder underneath the eyes because it's a more of a cooler tone. It has that rosy tint, not like a pink powder, but yeah, rosy tint. Talking about the pink powder, it reminds me of like the Huda Beauty pink powder. Since Sephora is also having a sale right now, I already did purchase the Say Super Gel highlighter, the liquid highlighter. You know how much I love that. And I told you guys in my recommendation that I'm definitely going to buy that. I was also thinking of getting the Huda Beauty powder, but then I was like, because I'm a tan skin tone person. I don't know how much of a pink powder would I like on my skin, but for like winter months, I know for a fact that I would love it. So I thought, like, rather than jumping the Huda Beauty train, why don't I try Moira Beauty's pink powder, which dupes Givenchy's Prism Leap powder, which you guys know I'm a big fan of. I thought waiting on it, and whenever Moira has a sale, I might just jump the gun and buy from their side and even test out their powders. So that's why I didn't get anything from that side. For the blush and the bronzer, I'm going to dip into this Jaclyn Hill face palette, and this one is in the shade Hot Lava and Cocoa Rich. So let's apply that. I know this is a little on the deeper side for me, but we'll go with like a fluffy brush and a loose hand. So let's get onto this bronzer. Okay, talking about the things that I am super interested in, and the ones that I already got is Unearthly Cosmetics. You know, I was eyeing them and that was a brand that I definitely wanted to try out this year. They sneaked out their Don't Be Jelly palette. Oh my goodness. The owner of Don't Be Jelly swatched the palette. My jaw was on the floor when she swatched the palette. It has a few grains, which you know I'm not a big fan of. But the multi-chromes and the duochromes in that palette are magical. I gave it a good thought, and I'm not a person who would like just jump the gun and buy something until unless like I cannot sleep over it for a few days. But after I saw those swatches, I mean, those swatches were good enough for me to get that palette, and I felt like it had multi-chromes that I always wanted in my collection, and they're not there in my collection. And if I'm buying those multi-chromes by itself, it will definitely cost me like $18-19 if I buy like single pans. So it's already, if I calculate, it is like $20. So 20 times 2 is like $40, and the palette is for $60. So, and I'm getting like 2 high shine like multi-chromes with like shimmery particles, which I love. And then it has like 5 or 6 duochromes and also like 4 mattes, I think, and all the mattes that I really like, except the one seafoam green. But that seafoam green also, I do not have that shade in my collection, so I'm really excited. I feel like that's going to be a unique palette in my collection, and I am waiting for a unique palette to be in my collection. And I feel like that is definitely like the first palette that has entered the market, which is definitely unique to my collection. I jumped the gun. I found a code. I found Rachel's code. I link her code in the description box below for you guys. I used her code, so that helped me with a little bit of money. So I could, with the shipping, everything, I paid around like $59 after using her code. So yeah, I'm very happy, and I'm like really excited to get that into my hands. I don't know how long is it gonna take, but we'll see. Obviously, when it comes to me, you're gonna see the palette. Of course, I'm interested in the Adept Cosmetics, the Seahorse Palette. They have sneak peeked 2 shades. How much I love it is an understatement. Like I don't know. Gourmand Girls is coming out with a palette. I cannot wait. That's a collaboration palette, and whenever they've done like collaboration palettes, they've just kicked it out of the ballpark, and I cannot wait for that also to enter. I cannot wait for these palettes. I really cannot. I feel like the indie brands, oh my god. I heard from somebody that Patrick does sneak peeked a palette. I've been waiting, and you guys know that. I've been waiting for Patrick to show the new palette. I'm gonna, for the eyeshadows, I can talk for hours. I'm gonna use my Simply Posh Cosmetics palettes. I don't know which one. We'll dip here and there, and I'll just tell you which shades I'm using because I don't know what I'm using. You know how much I love this. This is the Berry Icy palette. This is how it looks. A mauvey, blue, aqua, minty dream. And these shades are so magical. I have a code with Simply Posh Cosmetics, which is just Smithy, and you can save some dollars off from there. And this is the Genuine Gems palette, which is all jewel tone goodness. The mattes are super blendable, super buttery. It builds like a dream, and these 6 shades in every palette of theirs is like duochrome shimmery shades. It's not like thick shimmers. It's lightweight shimmers, but it sparkles and shines like no, it's so beautiful. Yeah, if you are into these palettes and if you want to try it, they often do sales on their website too, and you can use the code Smithy on top of it to get some dollars off. I'll link some videos on the eye cards above for you guys to check them out. Okay, let's move on. Why don't we use a highlighter? Why do I not have any highlighters here? Okay, let's wait. Let's use Natasha Denona face palette. It's been quite some time that I've not used this highlighter, so let's use it. What are we going to use? Let's use this one, and it's more of like a champagne gold highlighter. Tap off the excess. I just love Natasha Denona highlighters and blushes, obviously eyeshadows. Like, it's really, really beautiful on the skin, and we need to use these things because we have spent our good-earned money on this. Natasha Denona is not the one who gives me PR, so I've spent my hard-earned money and I definitely need to. By the way, the Simply Posh Cosmetics palette, Genuine Gems, I bought it with my own money, and the Berry Icy palette was gifted to me. Just like super transparency on the palettes itself. Let's use Berry Icy palette today, and I'm going to use my Rephr brushes too, just for you guys, so that you can see all these brushes in action too. And first I'm going to dip into number 15 brush, which is like a round buffing brush. The shade that you see, I've scraped it off, I wiped it off, so yeah, it doesn't come off, so I'm good there. I'm going to start off with this shade, which is Ripe. It's definitely a deeper tone, so I'm just gonna apply a tiny little bit. Can you see that pigment? Can you see that pigment? It's beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna take that on my crease. Really pretty. And a round buffing motion is all that you need with these brushes. And you can see, like, where am I holding the brush? It's towards the end of the brush, and that just helps us not to give too much pigment on our eyes. If I hold it a lot closer, it'll give me more pigment, but when I hold it at the end, it'll give me lighter pressure on the brush, and that'll just help me to blend the shade like a dream. Tap off the excess. Like simple circular motion. Oh my god, did you guys see the new Glaminatrix palette? Oh my god, these palettes, they give me heart palpitations. Like, it's so crazy. They're so beautiful. I cannot wait for the Glaminatrix palette to release, and I'm definitely buying that for sure. Like, it's so pretty. So pretty. It has some muted tones. Obviously, it does have like 2 neon shades too, which is great for summer season, and great to spice up your looks. Like, if you don't know, like I was very afraid of neons, but then I tried the It's Well Cosmetics neon palette, and then I was like, why did I not use this before? I was so scared of neons. But if you use like a tiny little bit on your neutral looks, it just spices up any look. It's so beautiful. Okay, now I'm going to dip into this shade. This is called Tart, and then I'll deepen it up with this shade, which is Cranberry. So first let's take Tart, and this is Rephr number 1. I love this brush. Like, it's pinched in the ferrule, so it's flat there, but it has like a good amount of fluff. So I really love this, even in like here, or like packing up the shades on the outer corner. It's really pretty. Okay, so let's use Tart. Tart is more of like a eggplanty purple shade, but it has like a berryness to it, which I love. Can you see that? It's so pretty. And it's so easy with this brush. Like, look at that. Like, that's it. It just blends so beautifully. And that is like the shades as well as the brush. Both of them are so magical. Like, look at that. So pretty. So pretty. I'm going to take a little bit of more of that shade and blowing that on my lower lash line. Just like that. So that everything like flows in really nicely. I'm just going to take that right there. And then take a clean blending brush. And this is Rephr number 16. And this is more of a blending brush, but more pointed. Can you see? The bristles are definitely longer as compared to the number 15. So this is number 15 that we used earlier. And this is number 16 that has more longer bristles. Can you see that? So I really love this too for my crease work. But right now I'm just going to use it for like blending out the edges so that there's no harsh edges and so soft. Just like that. Let's do the same thing on the other eyes too. There's a few brands that are definitely catching my attention. Devinah Cosmetics is definitely coming out with another collection right now with like duochromes, I think. Like it's a set of 5 or 7 shades. Duochrominess goodness. I've seen like 5 shades right now. But I'm loving the vibe that they're going for. I don't know if I'm gonna get it right away or if I'm gonna wait for like a Black Friday sale to catch all these things out, because getting duochromes, multichromes from these like single shadows basically from these brands, I feel like Black Friday is the awesome time to get all these things. I feel like from the mainstream brands like Huda Beauty, Natasha, Denona, Black Friday is the way to go, because Huda Beauty does like awesome sales during that Black Friday time. So I don't even like feel the necessity to buy from like Sephora or Ulta when they have their sales going on, because Huda Beauty really does it like 40, 50, sometimes 60% off. More the sale is what we need. Can I wait? Absolutely. So that's what I'm gonna do. So the next shade that I'm gonna take is this cranberry shade, and I'm gonna take this on a Rephr number 13 brush. This is such an awesome brush. This has like a very tiny, it's a tiny brush as compared to Rephr number 15. Let me show you. Like it's a tiny brush. It's not floofy by any means. So if you have like hooded eyes, it's gonna be your best friend. And I'm just gonna place it right there on the end, just to deepen up the outer corners. And it's more of like a cranberry brown shade. Really pretty. Can you see that difference? And then Electrum Cosmetics is coming out with something. Do I know what it is? No, but am I excited? Absolutely. Like these are the new brands to me that I really want to dip into. Indie is the way to go for like the sparkly, shimmery eyeshadows. If you want to be elegant and sweet and subtle, I mean, go with Natasha Denona, Patrick. But if you want like sparkly goodness, unique shadows, like Indie's the way to go. So I really cannot wait for those palettes to come into action. And I am not even thinking about like for face stuff, foundation, concealer. I feel like you cannot go wrong even with the drugstore brands. Like I feel like L'Oreal has a good hand on it. I feel Milani has a good hand on it. Like you don't need to spend so much on like face stuff unless if you want to, obviously. I mean, go for it. I'm not going to say no or yes to it. It's totally your money. You do whatever you want to. And do I have like some expensive foundation? Yeah, absolutely. But I do go back to my L'Oreal because they do it really well. That's the story on that. But yeah, they do really good foundations. I love the Milani concealer. I really do not feel like the need that I need anything else, because Milani does it the best for me in the concealer department. Like Yeah, no questions answered. Like as soon as that is getting over, I'm gonna go and repurchase it. Like no questions asked. So once we have that base of the berryness going on, now let's just put some NYX glitter glue because it's time for the shimmers, and you know how much I love my shimmers. So I'm just gonna put it a tiny little bit on the back of my hand, and I'm gonna take a flat brush, which I mean, this brush is amazing. This is Rephr number 28, which is like a flat definer brush. Really love that. I'm gonna take it directly on that brush, just spread it across the eyes, and you just need a tiny little bit. You just need the tack on your eye so that the sparkles like stick to it. Nothing major. Like that is good enough. I feel like we should start with this, then we'll dip into this, and maybe for the inner corners we'll dip this. How about that? We're dipping into like a lot of things here right now. Do we need to? Why not? Let's do it. Okay, I'm gonna take Frozen, which is like a deeper blue. You see green, I see like blue purple. So let's I mean, even on my brush it's like blue purple. Okay, let's take that. Look how beautiful that is. Because it has that purple base, it will go really good with this burgundy eye. I really love that combo of like burgundy, blue, purple. So I'm gonna take it there, and look how sparkly that shade is. Like, you cannot deny it. Like, they do shades so well. Actually, Simply Posh is also coming out with a new palette. I don't even know what's the name of the palette. I just know that it is fruit inspired, and oh my god, I really hope that they send the palette to me. I really hope. I am on their PR list and I am an affiliate. So we'll see. I mean, fruit inspired just tells me that it is more going to be like a jewel tone. Am I still going to buy it? Yeah, for sure. Like I feel like because they do those shades so well, I love their matte formula. I love their shimmer formula. I feel like Simply Posh Cosmetics shimmers do not crease on me, and I have a good hood lid. Like really have like a hooded lid, so you can see those like cuts on my eyes, but these shimmers never crease on me, and I love that aspect about it. I'm just taking that deeper blending brush with this cranberry shade and just blending the edges, just so that there is no harsh lines, and smoothly flowing with each other, just like that. Okay, I'm gonna just wipe off whatever I have excess on the brush on the Sigma switch. Or I always have like a towel also on me, so now it's like clean. Now I'm gonna dip into the shade which is Delicious, which is more of like a pink purple with blue shimmer. Can you see that? Not this one. Like pink base with blue and purple shimmer. It's really pretty. Okay, I'm gonna take that right there. Look how sparkly it is. Spectacular. Oh my goodness. I'm just gonna run it over that blue too, just so that the blend is seamless. I love it. Like you can go on tapping motion, you can go on like sweeping motion, like anything would work, and I have literally no fallout. I'm leaving just a tiny little bit of space in the inner corners, nothing much. And I'm actually going to take the same shade Delicious on the lower lash line too, just on the inner portion, right there. I sometimes do this step, I sometimes do not. And then the last shade that I'm going to dip into is Berry Icy Palette. I wiped off my brush. And this is more of like a sky blue base with a lot of pink sparkle to it. Can you see that? Really pretty. So I'm going to start off with the inner corners, and then I'm going to just swipe it in the inner third, and then swipe it on the top like that, so that everything flows. Even though it looks like blue, because I have that burgundy base coming in, That's why you see a lot, at least I see a lot of pinky purple shimmer running throughout it rather than blue. But if the base was blue, it would pick up more of that blue side rather than pink side. So that's how the eyes are looking so far, and I'm loving it. I'm going to finish off this eye with some liner and mascara, and I'll get right back. I'm so mad that I cannot see my KKW Beauty 2.5 lip liner. I'm almost on the verge of finishing it, and I want it. It looks so beautiful and nothing replaces it, so I really want it. But this shade comes very, very close. This is the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in the shade BFF3. So I'm going to use this. So that's how that is looking. Now for the lipstick, I'm going to take my Pat McGrath lipstick in the shade Venus in Fuzz. So I feel like that will match up my eye really, really well. It's more like a mauvey pinky lipstick. Okay, so that's how the face is looking so far. Let's set our face. I'm going to use my Catrice Prime and Fine setting spray. This is the illuminating setting spray, so that's why I'm giving it a shake. Just going to take my triangle sponge with nothing additional on it, and I'm just going to press it on my center of my face, just so that everything is melted down and primed inside. I just don't want my center of my face to be glowy. That's why I do this step always at the end of my makeup. Just like that. I really, really, really love the way how everything turned out. Let me give you a final look. Let me give you like a just rundown on the Rephr brushes too, just so that you know all like these brushes that I absolutely love from them. So let's start off with the concealer brush that we use. This is number 35. Really, really pretty. Then we went with the crease brush, which is number 15. And then we blended out everything using this brush, which is number 16. More of like longer bristles. Really, really beautiful for like the external work, like just to blend out everything without any issues, like really, really pretty. And then we have this small tiny brush, which is Rephr number 13, a must have if you have a hooded eye. Really, really beautiful with like a round buffing cut. And this is number 1, which is like flat in the ferrule and then fluffs out at the edges. Love it for the outer corners, really, really, and even like blending out here, like it's just superb, superb, just like that. And then this for shimmers, it's really pretty. This is Rephr number 28. I don't have any shimmer that doesn't work well with this brush. Really beautiful. And this one is Rephr number 26, which is like a big fluffy pencil brush. It works really, really nicely on the inner corners as well as on the lower lash line. It's very pretty. So those are like the eye brushes that I would recommend, and this is the only face brush that I have. I have ordered like 4 and 5 also. So we'll see how that works, but I would highly recommend this for the sale. If you're looking for like good Rephr brushes, these are the ones that I would recommend. If you don't want to buy all of this, just buy one crease brush, one like outer corner brush, and like one small tiny brush. Like this would give you a good eye look, I would say. Number 15, number 1, and number 13. And you can always pat the shimmers with your fingers, but if you want a shimmer flat brush, then number 28 is really good. So those are like my top recommendations, and I would obviously recommend this Simply Posh Cosmetics palettes because those are really, really good. You can definitely wait on a sale for Pat McGrath because Pat McGrath always does sale, like 30% off on her website. So there's nothing to go run out and buy from Pat McGrath right now, or from Huda Beauty for that matter right now. Wait on a Black Friday sale. Rest everything I used, I loved, and I would highly recommend it. There was no dud. These are the products that I always use. There was nothing new that I used today, and yeah, a 2 thumbs up from my side. So that's all for today, guys. If you did like it, you know what to do. Do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so that you're notified every time that I post next. I generally upload 3 videos every single week, every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 9 AM Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.